The war against the Midianites, as recounted in Numbers 31, serves as a profound narrative steeped in themes of divine justice, moral complexity, and the harsh realities of warfare in ancient times. The backdrop of this conflict is rooted in the earlier enticements by the Midianites, who had seduced the Israelites into idolatry and immorality, leading to devastating consequences, including the death of 24,000 Israelites due to a plague sent by God. The Midianites had not only compromised the spiritual integrity of the Israelites, but had also posed a tangible threat to their covenant with Yahweh. Thus, the war against them was framed as a necessary act of vengeance, a divine mandate to restore purity and fidelity to the Israelite community. Moses, as the leader of the Israelites, was tasked with executing this command. He selected 12,000 soldiers, 1,000 from each tribe, a representation of the collective strength and unity of Israel. The presence of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, signified the intertwining of military action with religious authority, as he carried sacred objects and trumpets to invoke divine favor. The battle itself, though briefly described, was brutal and decisive. The Israelites did not merely defeat the Midianites, they annihilated them, killing all the men, including 5 kings and the infamous Balaam, who had once sought to curse Israel but had instead led them into sin through the seduction of their women. Upon their return, the victorious soldiers brought back captives and spoils, which included livestock and valuable goods. However, this triumph was marred by Moses' fury when he discovered that the Midianite women had been spared. His anger reflected the seriousness of the offense that had led to the initial divine punishment. In his eyes, the women were not innocent bystanders. They were complicit in the spiritual downfall of Israel. Moses' subsequent orders to execute the women who had engaged in relations with men and to kill all male children starkly illustrate the ruthless measures deemed necessary to eradicate the perceived threat to Israel's purity. The division of the spoils further highlights the complexities of this narrative. The Israelites amassed vast wealth, including hundreds of thousands of sheep and cattle, and the taking of 32,000 virgin girls as captives. This act of war, while framed as a divine command, raises ethical questions that resonate through the ages. The harshness of the measures taken against the Midianites forces modern readers to grapple with the moral implications of such violence and the portrayal of divine justice in the biblical text. This episode stands as one of Moses' final acts of leadership, reinforcing his role as a strict enforcer of God's commands. It encapsulates the tension between divine instruction and human morality, a theme that reverberates throughout the scriptures. The war against the Midianites is not merely a historical account. It is a narrative that invites reflection on the nature of justice, the consequences of sin, and the lengths to which a community might go to protect its spiritual integrity. In the broader context of Israelite history, this conflict serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of foreign influence and the necessity of maintaining religious purity. Yet, it also prompts critical examination of the ethical dimensions of warfare and the treatment of captives. As such, the war against the Midianites remains a complex and controversial passage, challenging readers to consider the implications of divine command and human action in the pursuit of righteousness. The narrative compels us to engage with the historical and theological perspectives of ancient Israel, while also acknowledging the moral dilemmas that persist in contemporary discussions about justice, violence, and faith.